Welcome to the Top 10 S Box. We have listed the 10 most watched Netflix movies for you today. Let's get started. Red Notice is at the top of our list. Red Notice is a 2021 American action comedy film written and directed by Ross and Marshall Thurber, starring Dwayne Johnson alongside Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot and Ritu Arya. In the film, an FBI agent reluctantly teams up with a renowned armed robber in order to catch an even more notorious robber. Originally planned for release by Universal Pictures, the film was acquired by Netflix for distribution. It began a limited theatrical release on November 5, 2021, before digitally streaming on the platform on November 12, 2021, where it received mixed reviews from critics. The film became the most watched film in its debut weekend, as well as the most watched film within 28 days of release on the platform in Netflix. 2 sequels are in development and will be filmed back-to-back, with Johnson, Reynolds, Gadot, and Thurber expected to return. Don't Look Up is at the second place of our list. Don't Look Up is a 2021 American apocalyptic political satire black comedy film written, co-produced, and directed by Adam McKay from a story he co-wrote with David Sirota and starring an ensemble cast that is led by Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Rob Morgan, Jonah Hill, and many others. It tells the story of 2 astronomers attempting to warn humanity about an approaching comet that will destroy human civilization. The impact event is an allegory for climate change, and the film is a satire of government, political, celebrity, and media indifference to the climate crisis. Don't Look Up was named one of the top 10 films of 2021 by the National Board of Review and American Film Institute. It received 4 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture, 4 Golden Globe Award nominations, including Best Picture, Musical or Comedy, and 6 Critics' Choice Award nominations, including Best Picture. The film won Best Original Screenplay at the 74th Writers Guild of America Awards. The film set a new record for the most viewing hours in a single week on Netflix, and went on to become the second most watched movie on Netflix within 28 days of release. Bird Box is at the third place of our list. Bird Box is a 2018 American post-apocalyptic horror thriller film directed by Suzanne Bier and written by Eric Heiserer, based on the 2014 novel of the same name by Josh Malerman. The film follows the character Mallory Hayes, played by Sandra Bullock, as she tries to protect herself and 2 children from entities which cause people who look at them to die by suicide. Bird Box had its world premiere at the AFI Fest on November 12, 2018, and began a limited release on December 14, before streaming worldwide on Netflix on December 21, 2018. The film received mixed reviews from critics and went on to become the most watched film on Netflix within 28 days of release. The Adam Project is at the 4th place of our list. The Adam Project is a 2022 American science fiction action comedy drama film co-produced by Skydance Media, Maximum Effort, and 21 Laps Entertainment. It was directed by Sean Levy from a screenplay written by Jonathan Tropper, T.S. Nowlin, Jennifer Flackett, and Mark Levin. The movie stars Ryan Reynolds, Walker Scobell, Mark Ruffalo, Jennifer Garner, and more others. The plot follows a pilot from the future who goes back in time and encounters his younger self. Production on the film first began in 2012 with Tom Cruise attached to star. The film then fell into development hell until Netflix acquired the distribution rights. Filming commenced in November 2020 and wrapped in March 2021. The Adam Project began a limited one-night-only theatrical release on March 9, 2022, followed by its digital release on Netflix on March 11. The film received mixed reviews. Extraction is at the 5th place of our list. Extraction is a 2020 American action thriller film directed by Sam Hargrave and written by Joe Russo, based on the graphic novel Ciudad by Andy Parks, Joe Russo, Anthony Russo, Fernando Leon Gonzalez, and Eric Skillman. The film's cast features Chris Hemsworth, Rudraksh Jeswal, Randeep Hooda, Gulshifteh Farahani, and more others. The film is about an Australian Black Ops mercenary whose mission to save an Indian drug lord's kidnapped son in Dhaka, Bangladesh goes awry when he is double-crossed. Netflix released Extraction on April 24, 2020. The film received praise for its performances and action sequences but was criticized for its screenplay. It became the most-watched original film in Netflix's history with a reported 99 million households in its first 4 weeks. A sequel is in development. The Unforgivable is at the 6th place of our list. The Unforgivable is a 2021 drama film directed by Nora Fingscheid and written by Peter Craig, Hilary Seitz, and Courtney Miles, based on the 2009 British miniseries Unforgiven written by Sally Wainwright. The film stars Sandra Bullock, Vincent D'Onofrio, John Bernthal, Richard Thomas, and more others. To summarize the plot of the movie, Ruth Slater, who was released after completing her prison sentence for violent crime, returns to society. But society refuses to forget his past. Faced with brutal trials in the place she once called home, Ruth's only hope for redemption is to find her long-lost sister, whom she was once forced to abandon. The Unforgivable was released in a limited release on November 24, 2021, prior to streaming on Netflix on December 10, 2021. The Irishman is at the 7th place of our list. The Irishman is a 2019 American epic crime drama film directed and produced by Martin Scorsese and written by Steven Zaillian, based on the 2004 nonfiction book I Heard You Paint Houses by Charles Brandt. It stars Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Al Pacino, Ray Romano, and more others. The film follows Frank Sheeran, a truck driver who becomes a hitman involved with mobster Russell Bufalino and his crime family, including his time working for the powerful teamster Jimmy Hoffa. Scenes were filmed with a custom 3-camera rig to help facilitate the extensive de-aging digital effects that made De Niro, Pacino, and Pesci appear younger. With a runtime of 209 minutes and a production budget of $159 to $250 million, it is the longest and most expensive film of Scorsese's career. The film was nominated for 10 awards at the 92nd Academy Awards and received numerous other accolades. The Kissing Booth 2 is at the 8th place of our list. The Kissing Booth 2 is a 2020 American teen romantic comedy film directed by Vince Marcello, from a screenplay by Marcello and Jay Arnold. The film is a direct sequel to the 2018 film The Kissing Booth, and is the second installment in the Kissing Booth trilogy. Based on the Kissing Booth books by Beth Reekles, the film stars Joey King, Joel Courtney, and Jacob Elordi. The plot of the movie is as follows. Elle, one of the main characters of the movie, spends the best summer of her life with her boyfriend Noah. But now they are about to enter a difficult process. Things start to get a little messy when Noah starts college and the couple has to start a long-distance relationship. While still in her senior year of high school, Elle has to deal with the challenges of a new friendship that will change her life, while dealing with her college applications. The film was released on July 24, 2020, by Netflix. A third installment was released on August 11, 2021. Six Underground is at the 9th place of our list. Six Underground is a 2019 American vigilante action thriller film directed by Michael Bay and written by Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese. The film stars Ryan Reynolds, Melanie Laurent, Manuel Garcia Rulfo, Adria Arjona, and more others. Bay produced the film with his longtime business partner Ian Bryce and Skydance's David Ellison, Dana Goldberg, and Don Granger. It follows a group of people that fake their deaths and decide to form a vigilante team in order to stage a coup d'etat against a ruthless dictator. Six Underground premiered at The Shed in New York City on December 10, 2019. And was released by Netflix on December 13, 2019. With a budget of $150 million, the film is one of the most expensive Netflix originals ever made. Netflix announced plans for a sequel, though due to the film's mixed reviews and the studio's disappointment in the film's lack of creativity, the sequel was officially canceled. Spencer Confidential is at the 10th place of our list. Spencer Confidential is a 2020 American action comedy film directed by Peter Berg and with a screenplay written by Sean O'Keefe and Brian Helgeland. The film stars Mark Wahlberg, Winston Duke, Alan Arkin, Eliza Schlesinger, Post Malone, and more others. The plot of the movie is the story of an ex-con and an ex-cop who have to work together to solve a murder. Spencer is a former police officer. Returning to Baston, where he left years ago, Spencer begins to live with Hawk, a former criminal. As much as they want to get away from the life they left behind, Hawk and Spencer find themselves back in a world of crime. With completely different characters, Spencer and Hawk must work together to solve a murder. The film was announced in 2018 as an adaptation of the 2013 novel Robert B. Parker's Wonderland by author Ace Atkins, itself a continuation of the actual Robert B. Parker detective series Spencer, also portrayed on TV in Spencer for Hire. It was released on March 6, 2020, by Netflix to mixed reviews. We have come to the end of the video. Do not forget to like it and subscribe. See you in the next video.